This is a weekend camping trip. I took my nephew up to Lake Wenatchee over Stevens Pass, and we drove on over the highway here to Cole's Corner. A couple of restaurants and gas stations there. The Squirrel Tree is a favorite. Then we drove up Highway 207 past Lake Wenatchee and Lake Wenatchee State Park. And then we took the Chihuahua Valley River Road up to the first bridge over the Chihuahua River, took a right turn, and that was our camping spot for the next couple nights. And so the next day we came back down the road here and went through the town of Plain and then got on the Chumstick, the old Chumstick Highway, and went to Leavenworth. Jacob had never been to Leavenworth, so we did that. Let him see the old Bavarian themed town. Then we came back up Highway 2, the main highway, to Cole's Corner and back up to Kaler Glen Golf Course, where we played 9 holes and hit a bucket of balls at the driving range. Had a good time there. Then we went back to the campsite, got a big bonfire going, and then we proceeded to video an exciting episode of Truck Camper Iron Chef campfire rib steaks, I believe it was. So then the next day was Sunday and time to leave. So we came back down the road here and went a different route than we came, the north side of Lake Wenatchee. This is the old Lake Wenatchee Highway. It's a counter road which becomes a forest road. At this point of the road here is a bend in the river, which you'll see in the video, very pretty. We cross a bridge over the Wenatchee River, and that is where it becomes a gravel road. It's got a pretty good steep climb to it. And when we got to this point here, it becomes a pretty rough road with a lot of rocks in the road. And then at this point here is kind of a overlook. Unfortunately, the trees have been allowed to grow back in, so you used to have a pretty spectacular view looking down the valley, but that is gone now. And there's also a little lake up here, which that's probably going to be grown over too before long. So anyway, we started down this very steep incline, hairpin turn at the bottom, and another couple of hairpin turns, and that led us back out to Highway 2, and we got heading back up towards Stevens Pass and home to Seattle. It was a really good camping trip. All right, enjoy the video. Well, it's Sunday morning. Jacob and I are going to be heading out of here. As you can see, the rains came. We've got a tarp over the bench there to keep it dry, which it did, but it never stopped raining. Our fire is just about gone. Those were 2 big logs that we had. And there is the river. Truck camper, Jacob, and we had one neighbor moved in down there. The one we had over here split yesterday. So we pretty much had this whole area to ourselves the last couple of days. Pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, we are going to drive back over the Jackson Wilderness Forest Road. I think it's 6070 or 6470 off of the old Lake Wenatchee Highway. So you can see the background of the campground behind me. Okay, we're going to hit the road, and when I find something worthy of a picture, I will give it to you. This is just a bend in the little Wenatchee River here that was just too pretty to pass by. Look at that. What a gorgeous spot. Looking down at the water there. I'm going to come over here and you can see it. So we're just kind of at a bend in the river. and it's raining, so I got to keep my hand over the camera. We got these misty mountains yonder. Boy, what a beautiful drive this is. The old Wenatchee Highway heading up towards the forest road to cross back over to Highway 2. Okay, I'm going to take a couple pictures with the cell phone. Okay, so a little different perspective now. I have the cell phone. But it's interesting, you see these erosion lines in the water down there. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, and truck camper, of course. So yeah, this is the road we're coming up. It's the forestry road. It's going to turn to gravel here shortly. I've seen elk, deer, and bear along this road in recent years, past years. Okay, back to the road. Alright, we have just turned onto the gravel road that heads over the mountain to Highway 2. I just missed getting some video of a couple of deer. It's always the way it works, you know, you put your camera down and then the deer show up. So this is cool, little trailhead here. And a one-lane bridge with an unknown depth of puddle before us. So this is the river we saw in the last shot. Very cool. Is that a tent down there? No. Okay. So let us continue onward and upward. We're going to be starting a steep climb up the mountain now. What was that beep? I know I have space on here. Is that a rock slide? So we're just driving down the roads here up in the Wenatchee National Forest, heading towards Highway 2. And I'm kind of noticing that the trees are growing tighter to the road than they do in the Gifford Pinchot or the Olympic National Forest. Some of the branches are right up next to the truck when we're going through there. This area here is a little bit better, but we went through one spot a while back that I think I got the sides of the truck cleaned by an ash tree and all the leaves on it. So it looks like we're coming to a meadow up here. A little bit of a meadow. So far, no sign of Bigfoot. That's a big tree. That's a big tree. Look at the size of that. Wow, that is a big tree. I wonder what the sign said. Oh, we got a car behind us. And get to a pull out. I didn't think we were going to see another car on this road. Uh-oh, that means they're going to scare away any deer ahead of us. A Prius. Get out of here. And we are coming up to a one-lane bridge. Looks like a little camp spot here. So what's down there? It's a little stream. And a little stream over on that side. So it looks like there's little camping spots on either side of the bridge. We've got some big trees in here. One of those sections where the road is getting pretty narrow again. We just passed a Ranger's crew cab F350. Oh, look at that, right next to us. It's tight. The road's getting a bit more rocky. I think we must be in the section they didn't grade recently. Okay, let me drive. Okay, so we are just stopping here at a viewpoint. There's a mountain ash tree there. So I have to try and keep the phone out of the rain. People have camped at this spot. There's a fire spot, fire pit. I mean, it is right on the road, but this is pretty. Look at this. What a pretty spot. See the mountains around us? Very cool. Oh, God, this is all grown in. So we have all the shrubbery there. And there's a pond over here. So this is the stop before we go down the steep hill over there. Wow, this is all grown in. I'm just gonna take a quickie. I have to keep my subscribers happy. Okay. So the last time I was here, none of this brush was here. This was open. I guess I have to come up to this spot here. There was actually camp or a parking space up here. So all of this is new. All these trees have grown in. So it's going to be pretty soon. You won't even be able to see this nice little pond from the road. But yeah, this little pond is kind of like your reward at the end of the road. And I just want to run over here real quick and see if there is a view down the valley. This road seems a lot rougher than the last time I drove it. Okay, so there's not really anything down there. But people have come up here and camped. And you can see there's kind of a nice little camp area over here. What the heck, I guess I will walk over and take a look. It's a little mucky for coming in here right now. Okay. Well, it is a camp spot if somebody wanted to come in here. Just make sure you have four-wheel drive. So over there is the Henry M. Jackson Wilderness. And over this way, westward or eastward, is the Wenatchee National Forest. So we're going to make our way down now. It's a steep slope that we drive. And then we'll just be only a couple of miles from Highway 2. So this is what we have to go down. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't really show on the camera now because all the trees are growing in. You can't see the view anymore. You can see I've picked up a bit of mud. So that's where we're heading, down there. Sorry, just come up as its own. Okay, so we are coming down the steep hill.
Which one's where?
Highway 2.
Oh, this is close up to it?
Yeah, we're about 2 miles away. Somebody went out across the tree there, somebody was over the side, I guess. hill. Keep the speed down. See the mountain over there. There's Mount Nash. I like all these rocks. This road just continues straight ahead down and down around into the valley there. Hairpin return way up ahead of us. Not in the GoPro because it's wide angle. Somehow my battery cable came unplugged. So there is the hairpin turn way down there ahead of us on the slightly to the left. Steepest road I ever went on was with your grandpa up by the cabin there, going up on top of the Tatum Ridge there. There's like a road that you go up and it's really steep. I'd go up it, but I don't think I'd want to drive down it.
On what?
In my Ford Ranger years ago with your grandpa. He could tell you where the road was. I'm not sure where it was. Only drove it once, and that was enough. I think he was a little surprised that I went for it. Wait a minute, I'm in this truck too, you know. But that Ranger, you know, four-wheel drive, that thing climbed really well. So there's the parking lot down there. That is a trailhead going into the Henry M. Jackson Wilderness. Just turned the hairpin. And there's the parking lot to go to the Henry M. Jackson Wilderness Trailhead. I guess this is, they're calling it Smith Brook Trailhead. So there, we have reached pretty much the end of the pretty good rocks. One-lane bridge. One-lane bridge. Oh, this is Mason Creek. So there you go. This is the beginnings of Mason Creek. Okay, and we are at Highway 2 west, heading up the pass.